Hey everyone! So last week we did paint pouring, which is more of an artful thing. So this week we're going to do something more craftful, if that's even a word. We're going to be making femo creations, specifically earrings. I want to make 5 sets of earrings, so like 10 individual creations, and I wanted to show you what femo is. This is a necklace of little crewmates, little Among Us crewmates that I made for myself. So femo is an oven bake clay, and this is what I did. This is what I have to show for my work. But yeah, we're gonna be doing earrings today. So fun. I'm sorry.
Hey everybody, so it's voiceover time yet again. My theme for this project was like kawaii or cute, and the number one thing that I wanted to make sure I did in this project was kawaii avocados, because that was something that I had in my mind to do and I never got around to doing it because I kept thinking like I need multiple pieces to make a batch of like earrings, so I kept waiting for more ideas, but then I just decided, you know, I'm just gonna do the avocados and see where that takes me. So my first 2 techniques that I started here was I put light green inside of the dark green and then just cut it in half, but I ended up hating it and mushing it together. But I did that for the first 2 tries. The second try I attempted something a little bit different. It was make a ball with the lighter green and then use the darker green to wrap around it instead of making like a taco roll looking thing. I ended up hating that just as much, so I destroyed it. My third technique wasn't much different. I ended up hating that too. So, you know, 4th time's the charm. That's a thing, right? 4th time's that's a thing. So I ended up sticking with that, and that was the one that I just did a base layer of the dark green, and then on top of it a light green layer, and then on top of that a flat avocado seed. And they ended up looking so cute, probably one of my favorites, but it did take me several attempts to get there. A lot of footage, a lot of time. It took a while. If you guys, let me know if you don't like these voiceovers. I mean, I don't know who actually watches my video, but if you're actually watching, thank you. And let me know if the voiceovers are helpful or just kind of distracting and you just like more of the background music. It's kind of jazzy. Anyway, so I sat there for like 2 minutes contemplating that like second or third attempt. Hated it. Now I'm pulling it apart. Once again, gamish it together and rolling out my pieces to make them flat. Here's where I finally got the bright idea to just make it flat. Just throw everything away and just make a flat avocado. I definitely wanted it to be 3D. That's not how it ended up looking because that's not the technique that I ended up using, but it looked so much cuter flat. I couldn't get it to look normal when it was 3D. Here I go, trying to make some eyes. So I got the black circles there. Those are going to be like the color of your eyes, the irises I think they're called. And then the white parts is like the pupils, and then the little highlight, the little shinies. If you two are going to make earrings, make sure you stab a little hole in them at the top so you can put the peg down in there later after cooking. Yeah, that's all I have to say on that. Sometimes you can see me poke things with a fork repeatedly because I'm getting so frustrated with it. I mean, I'm talking to myself throughout this entire process, so sometimes it's just super frustrating and I just poke things with the fork. The tool I did use a lot was, it was a chopstick, and I was using it as like a baking pin, like a rolling, is it called a baking pin or a rolling pin? I think it's called a rolling pin, but you use it for baking. It's like blow dryer or hair dryer, it doesn't really matter. Here I go making the eyes for the second one. I'm going to do the same kind of cutesy iris and highlight and pupil kind of kawaii vibe. This isn't my normal aesthetic, but I think they would look super cute as earrings, so that's why I'm doing this. And once again, I am sorry my head is in the frame so much. I'm trying to make a good product at the same time I'm trying to film, so it's really hard. Here's the finished product. I have a hard time keeping it in frame, but I think it's super cute. This next is actually gonna be a pair. It's gonna be peanut butter and jelly. So one bread is gonna be peanut butter and the other one's gonna be jelly. Here's me making the center of the bread shape. I end up taking a bit of brown, rolling it out into like a snake line and wrapping it around the bread shape to make the bread and the bread crust. Right now I'm trying to sculpt it so that it actually looks like a bread and not a little piece of clay. I was trying to make 2 indents where the top of the bread comes in and meets the sides, like where it overflowed in the pan while I was baking, but that ended up looking ugly, so I just ended up making these fleshy tombstone looking things, and while they don't look so nice right now, they look much, much better after I get the peanut butter and jelly on there, by the way. I did a lot of color correcting for these clips, so even though the video quality is not the greatest on these, they are the accurate colors. So when you see the fleshy compared to the brown, it's actually like a fleshy color. It is kind of weird. Here I go, grabbing some pink clay, rolling it into a ball and cutting it in half. Those are going to be the little blushes for this jelly. I decided for my peanut butter and jelly to have like contrasting personalities. So like the jelly is so worried, and then the peanut butter, he's just a cool guy. He's like a laid back guy. But I struggle with the jelly's mouth for quite a bit until I go with just that like squiggly, upset looking kind of thing. Here I go, making my second fleshy tombstone. I need to stop saying fleshy. That's gross. That's a gross word. It's like moist. I'm gonna stop saying that word, okay? But here I go, putting the brown on the center of the bread. I don't know what to call it anymore now that I can't say fleshy. Anyway, here I go, grabbing out a bit of brown. This clay was super hard. You can see me massaging it for quite a while because it just would not warm up. But I eventually got it to the shape that I wanted it to be, and I ended up making some sunglasses for the peanut butter and gave him a little smirky smile. I tried to poke a hole in the top, but that didn't work because they were so flat. But here they are. Aren't they cute? They're not together, by the way. The peanut butter and jelly are a set, but they're not together. They're just friends. I'm just spewing nonsense at this point. Okay, don't listen to me. Just don't listen to me. Purposefully records a voiceover. Oh my gosh. I am stupid in more ways than one. I moved on to the next project now. This one isn't actually going to have eyes like the other projects. Yes, it looks like marshmallows right now. No, it's not marshmallows. I'm doing those patriotic, like, rocket pop looking things. Like, there's blue on the bottom and then white in the center, and red comes to, like, a point at the top. So it looks like a patriotic rocket pop, yeah. That's basically the only words I have to describe it. This red was also super hard. You can see me massaging it for quite a while, trying to get it into the rocket tip shape that it needed to be, but it was just so hard that I kept having to massage it, and it really didn't want to stick to the other colors. The blue was super soft, the yellow was medium, and the red was super hard, so getting them to bond together correctly was it took a while, which ended up making these rocket pops look a little weird. But now you can see me, well, I was putting two lines on each side, two parallel lines. That's just like a little indent where the mold of the rocket pop sat. And you can also see me in a little bit poking holes into the tops. Once again, that's just for the earring peg to go down in, so I can actually attach them to a French wire. I also ended up putting disproportionately small sticks in them. It was super cute, but here they are. They're okay. They're not the greatest, not gonna lie. But they're so cute. Maybe one of my favorites. This next one, probably my least favorite. So once again, I'm grabbing kind of that brownish looking color. I split it in half, and then the halves are getting cut into 3, and I'm rolling those out just kind of into a circular shape, and I'm making 2 stacks of 3 because they're pancakes. The idea was super cute. When I was working on them, I kind of thought they looked like the Perkins character, like how they have little foods as like mascots or whatever. And I thought it looked like the pancakes from Perkins. Anyway, once again, I'm back to that syrup, chocolatey, brown looking color. It's super hard and difficult to work with, so I did throw it on there eventually, but I hated it. And what I ended up having to do was stick it to the light bulb of my craft lamp and let it sit there for like 10 minutes until it was actually soft enough. Till it was soft enough to put on the pancakes. Because if you touch the light on my craft light, it's like, it will melt your face off. And it actually comes with a warning that says like, do not touch the light bulb. But that light bulb's temperature is just right for warming up pancake clay. Syrup clay. I'm trying to get the color just right, but I end up just sticking it on there without any color correction. And then I end up making 2 little butter bows. So it's like a butter color, but they're bow shaped, so it's supposed to be like they're bows. It was a cuter idea in my head than in actuality. Once again, these pancakes were like my least favorite of all the things I did, which is saying something because they probably took me the most time. I mean, I know I had a lot of failure with the avocados. I kept trying and trying and trying, but this took a long time too. I cut out a lot of footage of me working on the maple syrup. It was just so hard to work with. Here I go trying to make the whites of the eyes and the blacks behind them. Once again, we're gonna go for that kind of kawaii pupil looking thing that the avocados got going on. The pancake stack on my right gets a little smile, and the one on the left is a little bit more serious, is a little bit more worried, so he doesn't get a smile, he gets an upside down face. Very unhappy. But their smiles were so small to sculpt that it was really hard to get them on there and not mess them up. Now you can see me searching around for my pin to stick them in the head. I end up just using a needle because I couldn't find it. But after I cut the footage, I found it on the floor, so I should probably have checked there first. Okay, on to my last and favorite one that I did. I'm taking that tan that I used for the pancakes again. See, I found a better word than fleshy, tan. And I'm making a little burger and fries. So I sculpted a lettuce, a burger. Here's me making some tomatoes. I'm struggling to get them the right size because this burger is so freaking tiny. Now I'm making a little square of cheese, and this whole thing just ends up being the cutest thing ever. But here I am, for the other ear, I'm not making another burger, I'm making fries. That red was super hard to work with, so I put it on the crafting lamp light bulb as well. So I made a little fry container, and now I'm just filling it with fries. It looks super hard to sculpt, but it wasn't actually that bad. And here they are my favorite. I will 10 out of 10 wear them. But here's everybody on the tray. Okay, so now we're getting into the finished results. Here are the avocados, still one of my top favorites. Definitely wearing them out. Colors came out just nice, although they were a little cracked. Here now we see the peanut butter and jelly. I don't know that the bread crust and the bread inside were the right color, but I definitely love the idea. Not sure I'm too fond. Oh, we're moving on. Okay. Yeah, here's the popsicles. I can't really see them because I'm not in frame. You can just see my giant head. Hey, move. There we go. The pancakes were probably my least favorite. The colors weren't right. They just weren't right. And the eyes definitely ruined it. My favorites, the burger and fries, 10 out of 10. I love them so much. My new favorites.
Hey everyone, so that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you liked watching me make earrings. Please check in next week. I'm gonna still stick with my upload schedule. I think it is 3 o'clock Eastern time, and because we did something crafty this week, next week we're doing some art, and I picked me up one of these bad boys. So we're gonna see how that goes. If you got this far, obviously you liked the video, so you might as well give it a like. Yeah, if this is your kind of content, then you should subscribe or think about it. Think about subscribing. But yeah, thank you for watching.